Over the decades, friends, I have taken coaching from pros who are currently competing, as well as many pros who have retired. Also, I have taken with some amateur championship level competitors, including Arunas, who is world title holder for a number of black pools he has won. I was one of the very first students that took lessons from him back when he was an amateur. He was probably 18, 19 years old back then and competing amateur. In my opinion, students who learn singularly through visual or primarily tactile sensories, okay, so feeling the movement, benefit most from taking with currently competing professionals. Often pros that currently compete, they're so focused on their own role and I'm supposed to do the best follow I can be or the best lead I can be. Honestly, a lot of them don't have a clue what the other part is, but they are a good dancer, okay? They are a very highly trained dancer, so they can physically manipulate that student through the correct positions. Now, children tend to be very visual or tactile feeling in the way that they learn, kids. And so in my opinion, most kids will benefit more from taking from that currently competing pro. I am painting with a broad brush here, friends. There is always exceptions to the rule. This has just been my observation over the decades. Okay, number 2, for learners who process information in any other method of communication. For example, I find a lot of adults benefit from why do we do a certain number of things, okay? So teaching children, they're not like, well, I don't understand why I would do that. Why would I do that? They're just like, oh, okay. And adults really process faster, most of them, when you can explain either the mechanics, the physics behind it essentially in a simple way, or many adults, including me, benefit from understanding and learning the etymology of the figures. Oh, that telemark is difficult for you? Okay, well that originated from a reverse turn. Here's how we can apply that technique to this figure and hit 2 birds with 1 stone. And I find painting with a broad brush, in my experience, adult ballroom dancers learn a heck of a lot more from those retired professionals. And as I've explained in another video, there are ways that long retired professionals, 70, 80 years old, keep up with the current technique. But that's not the bunny hole we're diving down today, okay? Now, here's an upside of taking with competitors who are currently competing. Although they often don't know much outside of their own choreography, they do know that choreography really well, and they can hence kind of spit it out fast, so you can get a lot of choreography in a short period of time. But I found in my experience, it was often just a piece of that person's choreography. Now, if this is someone you have admired, like in their YouTube videos or something, hey, that's great. Hey, I love that you do such and such and such figure. And sometimes those figures are even unique to that couple. And so, hey, what better resource than just hear it from the horse's mouth? The downside of this is, honestly, for really any dancer, the choreography that will suit that individual, that will suit that couple, is different than what's going to look best on me. And so as an experienced teacher, just through trial and error, you learn to identify the different students' strengths. And oh gosh, I needed a complete routine with a ton of reverse turning figures because that is their strength, or a lot of rotational figures, a lot of linear figures, a lot of syncopated figures. And this varies individually. This varies based on a couple because there are different builds. You might have a super tall lead and a super short follow, or vice versa, a follow that weighs 50 more pounds than the lead. There's not a right or wrong ideal partner combo, really. You can make any of these work as a professional dancer. In my experience, when I took with currently competing professionals, most would just photocopy what worked best for them. So In my opinion, that's just because they have limited time teaching. They might be the best dancers on the planet and beautiful and fun. And honestly, in my opinion, fun is probably the most important thing, because if you're not getting joy out of this, do something else. Of course, we are all ballroom dance friends here, and we do get joy from it a heck of a lot. So I hope that's been insightful. Again, there are always exceptions to the rule, and I'd be really interested to hear your personal experiences, friends, because I am but one person in the world of ballroom dancers. That's just what I have seen over the decades taking coaching from people. The lessons I really learned nothing in were when I took from amateur ballroom dancers, even if they were like elite world finalist, world champion level. They just don't have the, you know, like when you work on a computer, you can take a class or you can just do it and do it and do it, and you learn through trial and error. No different with a ballroom dance teacher. So I look forward to seeing you first thing tomorrow morning for some more things ballroom dance. Toodles!